everybody. It is great to be back online. I wanted to be a bit vulnerable today and share with you, all of our fans and all of our friends and family and supporters of Uplift Counseling Center. Well, first off, my wife and I just celebrated 11 years of marriage, yes, and 15 years together. We actually got married one day after our dating anniversary. We tried to pull it off to sync it up, but it was a Friday, and all our family said, "Hey, look, like we have jobs, we have lives. Can you move it to Saturday?" So, our anniversary is the 26th for dating and September 27th for marriage. So anyway, 15 years together, 11 years married. And, along the way, can I just say something? Like any smart guy out there, if there's ever been a problem in the marriage, I usually just say, it's something I've had to work on. Now, and all kidding aside, both of us have had things we've had to work on in this process for sure. But I want to focus on some things that I myself have learned about marriage, being married. And these are some things that I share with couples all the time. Not that I make it about me and my story, but just these principles, how true they are and how eternal the value of them is. So let me share with you the top three things that I have learned about marriage over the past 11 years. The first thing that my wife and I have learned to do, and it took us a few years to get here, is this. Neither of us anymore have a need to be right. We just want us to be right. So this is something that I think shifted between years 5 and 7 for Becky and I. My wife's name is Becky, by the way. She's the most beautiful, amazing woman on the earth. And I'm the luckiest guy in the world. But neither of us no longer have to be right. We want us to be right. Now, that may seem, okay, so how do you actually pull that off? And, I'll be honest with you, it's not the easiest thing in the world to give you some sort of three-step method. It's just something that we've come to value is that, hey, at the end of the day, if you and I, baby, if we're not right, I don't care about winning. And she doesn't care about winning. We care about us winning, right? So we're both willing to be wrong. We're both willing to step back and say, I blew that. I overreacted. I was selfish. I was self-centered there. I've certainly been there. Over the past 11 years, I've been there a number of times where I've been thinking, mostly of myself, my priorities, my wishes, and I've had to kind of step back and say, maybe I'm not considering her point of view here. So neither of us have to be right any longer. We just want us to be right. That's one thing that my wife and I have learned. Okay. Another thing that we have learned is, we heard this saying that the couples who pray together stay together. Well, my wife and I pray together all the time. We pray together just about every day, certainly at mealtime, but we set aside time during our week to join hands and to pray and to come before God as a couple and ask for his blessing, his wisdom, his guidance, his help. And there's a reason that people say the couples that pray together stay together. And I think that reason is that if there's no meaning beyond just the two of you, it gets really, really difficult to navigate the real hard stuff of life, like a dream that dies, her dream or your dream, right? A loss of a parent, maybe fertility, maybe, any number of kind of trials and hard times that come your way. For us, at least, having that higher power, having that relationship with God, gives us kind of an ultimate person that we're going to and saying, hey, look, this is beyond us. This is you. So we're trusting you. And we're going to have hope and faith and positive outlook here that you're working all things together for good. Okay. So that's something that we have really learned. By the way, there was a study done and it wasn't a big study. Okay. So I am big into statistics and data. Okay. But this study that studied several hundred couples over the course of 10 years found this, that the couples who reported that they prayed together every single day, you know what the divorce rate was? 1%. Right? So a 49% drop from the societal average. There's something powerful about that step, and that's something that we've made a permanent commitment to. The third thing that I have learned in 11 years of marriage is this. We need to have each other's back always, even when we're wrong. Okay. Now there's famous country songs around that, standing by you, behind you, even when you're wrong and the whole world is against you. Well, there's a reason that those songs capture people's emotions and get them excited and get them to a place of, positive reflection, because isn't that something we all want, is somebody standing behind us saying, I'm for you even when you're wrong. And I'll kind of fight those who fight us or fight you, even if they're fighting you because you kind of did something wrong. But I'm always going to be here for you. And that's one thing that my wife and I don't do. When one of us comes home and we've had a bad day or something goes wrong, or something doesn't pan out, or maybe there's been some negative feedback, maybe from a boss or somebody, never have either of us looked at each other and said, well, those people, those haters, those people who were so rude to you, they're right, and you are the problem. We've never done that. I can honestly say that, and I'm not bragging. I'm just sharing with you something I am so lucky and so fortunate to have. But these are principles. These are commitments that we've made. We sat down and talked about this, y'all. We didn't just sort of stumble into it. We're not lucky. We don't have, a fortune cookie. We don't have some secret. What we have is an understanding of what makes marriage last a lifetime, and a commitment to do the things that to have the habits of highly effective couples. That's how we've done it in the last 11 years. So, one thing that I share with her, and I kind of shared this on Facebook, on my personal Facebook recently, is this. Every year when we have our anniversary, I always say this: baby, we're just getting started. And that's how I honestly feel, is that we've barely scratched the surface. There's so much more to come, both triumph and tragedy, right? And good times and bad times. At the end of the day, it's a stick-to-itiveness that transcends the difficulty or how hard it might be. Okay. So a fourth thing, now I said I'd give you three, but there's a fourth thing that we've never done. And we talked about this when we were dating. We talked about this when we got married, is that we would never use the D word. And we haven't. We've never sat down and said divorce. We've never threatened to leave. We've never walked out with the other person thinking maybe they're not coming back. Okay. Now, I may have made her, pushed her to a point early on, especially where she needed to take a walk, or maybe I felt like I needed a break, or I needed to go for a run or something to cool down. But we've never brought in the threat of abandonment and being alone into our relationship. Okay. And it's not easy. It's not always easy. There's times when that seems like just that exit ramp, right? But when you stick to it and you work through it and you persist and you get through that problem to the other side, what you have and what you cherish becomes that much more valuable. And it's something that at this point I couldn't imagine throwing away, and neither could she. Right. So I just wanted to share with you some personal things I've learned over the years. And I hope that this was helpful or encouraging to you. Please drop a comment or share with your friends that maybe need to see this and get some ideas for how to strengthen their marriage. By the way, just a quick reminder that this Friday, the registration for the Strengthen Your Marriage God's Way 6-week workshop, okay, for couples. All right, 6 date nights, if you will, on Thursdays from 6:30 to 8. This Friday is the registration deadline. So there's some spots left, but they are going fast, and there's only a little bit of space we have in our office. So if you'd like to join us for that, we would love to have you and work really with you over 6 weeks, you and your spouse. So give us a call or shoot us an email, and we'll be glad to talk more about that. Okay. Thank you. I hope everybody has a terrific day.